I do want to get you out to some other breaking news that we're following right now, as J.D. Vance was a vocal, outspoken significantly about Kamala Harris not taking an interview. Well, that will change in very short order. I want to put up this tweet here on Live Now from Fox. As it was just announced, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz will join CNN in their first joint interview since accepting the Democratic nominee. We're following it.
Wow. That's huge. I've been real critical of Kamala Harris not doing sit-downs, and I believe that she's been instructed to avoid the press. It's not her call. She's being handled very closely. They're watching her, and I'm kind of shocked that they're doing her first sit-down with Walz, and I believe that they're going to try to play off of Walz a little bit to kind of take some of the spotlight off of her. And it's not that uncommon. I've seen presidents gain their footing as they progress into their presidencies. One that comes to mind the most is Donald Trump. I remember when Donald Trump wouldn't do a whole bunch of interviews, he liked to get out of off Air Force One or out of the helicopter and shout above the engine noise or the noise of the propellers or an outdoor environment with a crowd, because he would take questions, but it would be yelling and back and forth, which is a whole lot. You can't go into a whole bunch of detail. You're yelling back short answers, and it was comfortable for him. Now I don't think he's uncomfortable speaking in any format, but Kamala's going to have to get her footing about her, and this is an opportunity. I would have chosen a one-on-one sit-down without Walz. We don't need him in there, Coach Walz or whatever. He's in there running interference or whatever he's trying to do. We don't need him now. And we don't need her to do anything but focus on her agenda, focus on her plan for the country as they have seen fit. They set it up. They know what it is, and they are trying to find out a palatable way to bring it to us. And it's not easy. Kamala Harris is not a first-time candidate for the presidency. She did run in 2020, and she had a platform. She didn't have the same handlers. These are Joe Biden's people. These are Obama people. And at that time, she didn't have any of them. And now she does. So the platform that she felt safe going with back then, coming off as a really, really left Democrat, left. When I think of left, I think of black people. I just do. Because nothing's farther left than us. Immigrants are closer in. LGBT are closer in. And the reason I say that is because it's a fact. They listen to the DNC. They brought up every other issue, abortion, LGBT, by name. Point blank, you knew what they were talking about. The ability to love who you want with pride. They're talking to the LGBT people. But the one thing that their messaging is horrible on is black people. They think all we care about is voting rights because that's all they care about. They are so caught up on voting rights, they can't even think about what we really need or what we really want. They just give us what they think we should have. And that's kind of what you get when you're a descendant of slaves. People tend to kind of overlook what you need or what you want, and they tend to think for you. And it's just one of them things that they need to relinquish and let go of. And I think it'll help us all going forward. This could be the one interview that could totally wreck her. I mean, if she gets up here and her policy platform and agenda isn't addressed, that'd be just as bad as her changing course on a bunch of them. And she could, as well or as good of a speaker as she could probably get away with it. She probably could come out and say, hey, you know what? I was in the Senate and we were fighting for different things then. Me and Joe Biden have merged and we have a platform, and this is where I am going forward. But instead, she's probably going to lie and try something else or avoid it completely. And I'm telling you, avoiding it, in my personal opinion, is way worse than just owning up and just address it. Just say, hey, you know what? You can call it a flip-flop. She's pretty good at just diverting and not answering questions. So I think she would have been better off alone. I don't see the benefit of Walz. I think they picked Walz because they can kind of give him a moniker, coach. Hey, who, go get the coach. Like he's going to get it together. He's, used to being the underdog and all that. That is just theatrics. And it ain't working. It's with this voter. I need to see specific before I even start talking to people differently. I'm very disappointed in my African American men, though. Very disappointed. I thought the percentages would be higher of us asking questions. You don't have to not be a Democrat. You don't have to not support the Democrats, but you have to question them. You have to question them. You cannot take their word as the truth. You cannot listen to a DNC like we all watched. Everyone's seen the same thing, and we're coming away with different takes on it. Why? Why is that? It's because some people just don't want to accept the truth that Kamala Harris doesn't support some of her constituency the way they support her. The disrespect that's going on in that Democratic Party right now is going to bite them. They did not learn anything from 2016, and they need to learn how black people think, how black people operate. We're a very loyal voting bloc. We're a very loyal group of people, a very loyal group of people. But you can't just figure that out and then just think you're going to abuse us, because the way we are toward Republicans, we could very easily be that way toward you. And Kamala, you could be the candidate to make that happen, and it would be the most horrible thing in the world. You would be the worst Democrat ever if you lost the black vote. And you're about to lose a significant portion of it. But I just can't figure out why we can't sit down as black people and have educated discussions about this. And if you don't follow politics, do more listening than talking. Don't go around your friends and tell them, because it's your one opportunity to speak on politics and you feel you got the right answer and the right candidate. You don't. Kamala Harris is no better candidate than Donald Trump. The polls show it. And for her to say all that, what if he didn't have the felonies? What if he wasn't such a big liar, or was more charismatic? And he's a charismatic person, but was more charismatic and truthful, or appeared to be more truthful, kind of like her. She comes off as a truthful person. She's no more honest than Donald Trump. She wouldn't get in front of a true crowd of registered voters and say the truth. There's no way. And he won't either. None of them do. And I get it. But you need to find a path. You need to find a medium, a way to speak to your constituency directly. And you know who they are, and you need to start speaking to them directly and truthfully and to the best of your ability, honestly. Because it ain't cutting it, Kamala. We got people that's going to step, and there's other things to do. Vote for people. Oh, you're just throwing your vote away. That's all right. It's my vote. It's my vote. I can do whatever I want to do. I can open up a bag of potato chips and eat one and throw the rest of them out. I can do that. And I'm going to do that with my vote. Yeah, you're doing what you want to do, Kamala, and we're going to do what we want to do. If you want us to merge and our vote supports you so that you can go on with your agenda and your goals and your plans and your legacy, you have to give us something that's worth voting for, so that we know you got us, and we're not just saying, go, Kamala, go. Run fast and run far. Don't be scared. No, we're not going to say that. Because we're not cheering for you. We're cheering for us. All right? And guys, that's going to wrap this one up. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to stay consistent with my content. I'm really enjoying this experience. Get on board, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.